our Christmas lantern, you see already what we will use. We are going to use some tumbling tower blocks, but of course you can use any wood you like. But for this time, I'm going to take my tumbling tower blocks and we are going to try to make a Christmas lantern out of it. Everything is ready on my table, my blocks and of course my glue gun. What would we do without our glue gun? So what I'm going to do first is going to take 3 because I'm going to do a little experiment. I know how I want to make the bigger one, but the smaller one I have no idea how he will turn out, because if he's too small for a little tea light. So we will see. I just do it together with you. So for everyone who doesn't like to see how I make it, just skip forward because you don't have to see it. But for everyone who likes to see how it's made, then I will do it together with you. So we make just one block of 3. What we're going to do, we take one and we are going to glue it on the top of the side, and we are going to glue it on here, on this part, this way. And we will take another one, also we glue on the top, and we are going to glue it on the other side. And of course, remove your glue you don't need. I always say, I can't say it enough. And of course, I have to get it off my table. This is what you get so far. Now we take another block and we are going to do some glue on the tops, on here. And we are going to squeeze the block on here. Make sure that he is in the middle and not like I did a little bit off. So now you're ready. It's just almost like a door. And we're going to take another block. We're putting it on top of here again, the same way we did before. And this one, of course, over here, squeeze it, remove the glue. And we are going to do again on top, we are going to do a little glue and a little glue here. Again, lay it down, squeeze real hard and push this one, of course, also on top. And the only thing what we need to do is, because we have this kind of blocks, but of course I also use the half of one of the tumbling tower blocks. You of course take a couple of them and just with your hand just saw it through, because you need also a couple of the smaller ones. So what I'm going to do some glue again on the top and just place it in the middle, like you get a little bit of a house. Of course I have to show it to you this way because the other side is still with glue. So this is one side of our lantern. Now I'm going to make 4 of this one and then we're going to glue it together. You see already our 4 sides are finished. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to place 2 away. I'm going to use this 2, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to place on each side of this side, I'm going to place a new block. So only on the 2 sides. So just do a little glue on top of here, place it against each other just in the same way like you did the others. And of course this one and one over here, and squeeze it. And this is then what you get. And I'm going to do this side, of course, and the other one. And these are the blocks we are going to make our other sides on. So we had a nice grip to get our other sides together. Of course I did choose for some opening, but of course if you don't want to have an opening, then you have to glue them angled to each other. I hope I make sense what I said. These are the 2. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take one side which is without the, and I'm going to place it against here. Then you get, if you show it to you this way, then you get a little opening, but this is the opening I will decorate. So I will glue this together. this one, and I'm going to lay it on top of here, and of course I'm going to try to get it in the middle. And squeeze it, and this is what you get. And I will do every corner. Of course, it's very easy to do. Just lay your other one in between. So again, some glue on this side, and again I'm going to place it on top of here and try to get it straight with the other one. And now we're going to do the last part, and if he's correct, he's fitting on top of here, so you get your, your nice lantern. See, I did some glue on this side, and now I'm going to lay it on top of here, and of course I have to hold it for a little moment and get them a little bit out of each other because he has to fit. So it's a little bit of a task. You see already my struggle. But at the end we will get there. And you see, this is our first little lantern, and of course we still need a bottom. For our bottom we are going to use 10 blocks. I'm going to first do 5 together, just very simple. I hope I don't blind you every time when I use my glue gun. Then you have to almost wear glasses. But I already made a little dot with black on my light, but it still is not totally finished, at least disappeared. So I hope I don't blind you. And this is number 4. And I need a new stick inside, of course. This is 4, and now we are going to do number 5. And just try to get them as straight as you can. And this is what you get, 5 pieces in a row. And now we're going to do the other 5 pieces in a row. And the third. And the fourth. And the last, and this will be the last one, and then we're going to glue both of the 5 pieces together. Just very easy, just do some glue over here and glue them against each other and really squeeze them real hard so we get a nice bottom. This is what we get. And if I am correct and everything looks okay, if I place it on side, then we have a nice bottom for our lantern. At least I like it. You can do it any way you like. You can do it maybe with some cardboard. Maybe you have better ideas. Let me know. I'm going to do on top of here. So I'm going to glue my lantern on top of here. And of course I need enough glue to glue it on top because we don't want it falling off. And I have to look if I am in the middle, and now I have to squeeze it real hard and remove the glue we don't need. And you see already, this is how he's looking like right now, and I am really happy how it's looking. Of course, we have to see it with a tea light. I did have a couple of the black tea lights still because I needed them also from another project, and I painted a couple of them in the black color, and I really am happy with the black color because I like it a little bit better than the creamy ones. So this one is from IKEA, so if you need them, you can buy them really anywhere. So you see already I have one of them inside of here, and I am really loving my little lantern this way. This is the smaller one, of course. Like I said, it was an experiment, and I am really happy how it turned out. I probably will do some handle from a little bit of a rope, or maybe something with some ribbon, we will see. But of course the base for the smaller one is finished. We are now going to do the bigger one. We are ready for the bigger lantern. What I'm going to do right now is just going to place 6 tumbling tower blocks, and we are going to glue them together. Of course, this is a very easy step, so of course, but for everyone who wants to know, I'm going to show it to you. But of course, for everyone who doesn't want to know and it takes a little bit too much of your time, I totally understand if you skip forward. Of course, I hope you don't, and of course you still enjoy it. But for everyone who likes to see it and make 1 or 2 for themselves, so I'm going to show it to you this way, and I'm going to try to do it as fast as I can. You see already 1 block from 6. Now we are going to take 1 block over here, and we are going to place it on the first and squeeze it. Remove your glue like I always say. And you see this is already 1. Now we're going to do 1 over here, and we leave 1 open. And this way, I have to move it a little bit. And now we're going to do 1 of the tops we are going to glue and 1 of the sides with glue. And we're going to turn it over, and now we're going to place it next to the other one and squeeze it as hard as you can, so it is in his place. And again, the last one we are going to do, of course, on this side. You see, this is very easy to do. Now we have the underbase of our lantern. What I'm going to do, I'm going to glue this top, these 2 tops, of course, and this top. Lay it down, get 2 blocks, and just squeeze them on top of each other, and also this one. And again, you see already now you have a double door. So if you want to make a house, you already have your double door, 2 little door knobs, and you're already fit to go. So what I'm going to do again, I'm going to repeat this one because I want to have a bigger lantern. And remove it, and again 1 over here again, and this way. And now we're going to do this block again, the top and the side. Turn it over and squeeze it inside of here, and the last block, of course, also over here. And I have to get it straight. Again, the tops with some glue, this one, this 2, and this one. Again, place it down, get 2 of your blocks, 1 over here and 1 over here. Squeeze it, and this is already a little level higher. We're going to take 1 block, we do some glue on the sides, we place it on top of here in the middle, and now we get this. And as last, we need a little half of our tumbling tower blocks, and this half we are going to place on top to make a little kind of an house. Yeah, it looks a little bit like a house. And you see, this is already the first panel we need. I will make 4 of them, and then I will be back with you. And again, we have 4 of our panels finished. What we're going to do are 4 sides, just how you call it. We are going to lay again 2 away, and we are going to use this 2, and we are going to place on each side, again, like we did also with our smaller lantern. We are going to glue them on the sides for the base. And of course, if you have, like I said also with the smaller one, if you have a better idea, just let me know. I would love to hear it, because I'm always open for more ideas and more inspiration. So if you have something better, let me know. For me, this works right now the best, because now he's the same as our smaller lantern. And of course, you can also glue them together just on each side. This way, you can glue them together, but that's always, I don't know, it's not always the best way. But of course, everyone does his own way, just like I do. So you see, now we have already the sides for gluing on top of our, and now we're going to glue this one on top of here and the other one over here. Both panels are on top of our, on the first of the base, you see already this way. And now we still need on top of here, we need to do the last piece. And of course we have to squeeze it, open it, squeeze it, open it a little bit for this one, so we get a nice straight line. Of course, I'm going to do some glue over here. I show it to you because also for me as an amateur is struggling to get the panels inside. So I always love to show you that also, because everyone is trying to do their best. And of course this way. And now I'm going to squeeze this one open and try to get this one also. And of course I have to look if I have it in a straight line, but it is really a task, so don't worry, give yourself some grace, because everyone is struggling to get the 4 panels in the same way. So you see, now we have an opening and we have our lantern, and I'm really thrilled how it's looking like. Now we still also need for this one a bottom, so I have to measure out a little bit how many blocks I need. Maybe I think for the first I needed 6 in a row and 2 rows, but maybe I need 3. So I measured out a little bit, and if I am correct, I need 9 of my blocks and I need 3 rows of 9. So that will be 27 blocks. And I will make 3 rows of 9, and I will do that out of camera, or else it will be taking much too long. Our 3 pieces of 9 are finished. What I'm going to do, I'm going to glue the underside of one panel. Of course I need some glue again. Always when I'm doing this, my glue is finished, so I'm going to glue this together. Of course, make a straight line, squeeze it, and remove the glue again. And now we're going to do the last piece also on top of here, and just give it some glue, and we are going to squeeze it together and very hard to make a nice bottom. And now we have our bottom of our lantern. Of course, I'm going to glue this one on top of here. You see already he looks very nice. So I will turn over my lantern and I'm going to glue the bottom. Of course, use enough glue. And all around. And I always say you can remove the glue again. So place it on top of your bottom and now squeeze it real hard until it's sticking right. And then we already have our second, a little bit bigger lantern. Of course, this one is a little bit easier to decorate also. The smaller one and the bigger one. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to give it some paint or some furniture wax. We will see. I have still debating with myself what I will do. I figured out what I'm going to do with my lanterns. I am going to make them white, but not totally white. I'm going to give them a little bit of distressing white. So I use my very cheap brand white chalk paint. So I'm going to do some paint on top of my brush, but I also wipe it off with a little kitchen towel, because I don't want to have too much on my lantern. And of course, just do little pieces where you think it needs a little bit of whitening. So I will do both of them, the bigger one and the smaller one, and then I'll show you how they look like when you have them a little bit in the white washing. See already both of them are just in the white chalk paint, at least the distress chalk paint. What I'm going to do right now, I want to give it a little bit more of a warmer and rustic feeling. So I take out my furniture wax and I'm going to do the inside, and then I'm going to distress a little bit of the outside of our lanterns. So I will show you in a moment a little piece, because I have to work a little bit to get it inside. So it is a little bit of a task. I did my inside with some furniture wax, but it is really a task. I am totally under my furniture wax, because the inside, of course, I should have done before I glued it together. I should have done already one side, what will be the inside in some furniture wax or any color you like, because later on it is not easy. I can say from experience, don't do it. But at least with a longer brush it did go, but it was a task. So I did the inside from this one, and of course the inside from this one. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little piece of kitchen towel and I'm going to dab off most of my furniture wax, and now I'm going to distress the sides on the outside, just little pieces over here, maybe the corners, just to give it a little bit more of a rustic look. But of course, this is if you don't like it, you don't like rustic, and you don't like distressing, then don't do it. Just paint it in the color you like. This is just the way I will have it, but it's no must. You don't have to do it. So I will do both of them with a little bit of distressing. Now you see already the distressing is also on the outside of our little lanterns or hurricane lights, just how you call it. What I'm going to do, because I think I want to change it up a little bit, I have here some ribbons, a little bit of the smaller red, a little bit of the traditional green, brown, white, a little bit of the wider black. The red is of course a little bit wider, and I have a green one. What I'm going to do, I'm probably going to make one wider one over here and a smaller ribbon over here, a little bit on top of here, because I don't, of course you can give it a handle, but I don't think I will give it this way, because I like it always a little bit better in my decor without. But of course you can give it some little handle on the sides, on each side, but I think I'm going to go for this time not. So I'm going to decorate the underside. So I'm going to take a little piece of my green. I think I'm going for the two of the green, a bigger one and a smaller one. So I will show to you in a moment how it will look like. So you see, I lay down my first light, and I'm going to do some glue on my ribbon, a little piece over here, and I lay it down against the bottom and just wait a little moment until it's dried up. And now we are going to turn it over and keep it down as low as you can. Of course, try to get it. And now I'm going to have this side, and I'm going to cut off. And of course I have to do it a little bit neater, because this cut is not really great. You see already, this is the first layer from our thicker ribbon, and now I'm going to do one layer, and I'm going to do the smaller, but I'm going to do it a little bit high. Of course, this one I have to go a little bit low. I have to make sure that there is the same spaces in between. So I'm going to glue this also above. You see already, this is how it looked like. And I'm really happy with a little bit of space in between. I'm going to do also on this lantern the same. On both of my lights, you see already, I have my ribbon around it. And of course, it is a little bit of a Christmas lantern. So I am going to decorate a little bit with some greenery. I have here some greenery and some red berries. But of course, if you want to use it already for the fall season, you can do another ribbon, maybe a little bit more for fall, and later change it up for something for the Christmas. But of course, I am going to do it for the Christmas season, but be free to do whatever you think is right. I'm going to take my little of the pieces of my greenery and just always going to cut off the back sides. You see already, this is one plastic back side, and I don't like that kind of ending, so I always cut them off so we get a nice ending of our greenery. And I'm going to place them one over here, and then the other one will be over here. Just make a little layer, but you have to do it a little bit low, echt really in between the bottom and the first side. So really squeeze it up that you still can see enough of your green ribbon. I turned you over for a little moment, and I know you see things very close, really. It's really, my lantern is almost in your face. But I just wanted to show you how easy it is. I'm just going to place it a little bit more on the bottom. So I'm going to do on the back side of my greenery, I am going to exactly in the middle some glue, and I'm going to place it, like I said, a little bit more on the bottom than on the side, and squeeze it up for a little moment, and then I will show you this way. And now I'm going to take, think a little bit more of a little greenery, and I'm going to place it on the back. Also again, do a little bit more of your glue on top of here and squeeze it a little bit on the back side, and of course bend it over a little bit, and again squeeze it on the bottom. So it gives a little bit, this is sticking out a little bit, and this also, so that means it comes a little bit more to life. So I will change it up, and I'm going to do the other side. You see here, I picked up my red berries, a darker red and a lighter red. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do from each berry a little bit of the lighter and the darker. I'm going to do 2 of them here, 2 of them here, 2 here, 2 here, and so around. So it's very easy. Just take one of your berries and just do some glue on here and just stick it in between your greenery. And keep it in place for a little moment until it is dried up. And this is a lighter one, and now I'm going to go to get a little bit of the darker one, and I'm going to place it next to the lighter red, so they are just getting together. And again, keep it in place. You see here, I have already 2 of them over here. Now I'm going to place one over here, and again keep it in place for a little moment. And now you can make it so Christmassy for only with a couple of the red berries. And we are going to take a red one of a darker red, a little blue, and just place it next to each other. And again squeeze it a little moment. And now you see already we have a nice Christmassy side. Now we're going to do the other sides. just finished doing my little berries on the bottom of our lantern. And you know, I just told you earlier I wouldn't do some handles, but I was seeing my branches on my table. So this was what from the berries, the red berries I used, and this one was for the Christmas branch I used. But this both of them are white, and I thought maybe I can even make a handle from just branches you use. So I bend it a little bit to give it a little bit of a shape, just this way. And now I'm going to try with some ribbon, the green ribbon we used also on the bottom. I'm going to try to get if I can even make a handle from the leftovers you have from your branch. So we will see if this experiment will work out or not. So I have really no idea. Probably it's a bad idea. So we will see how this will turn out. What I'm going to do at the end, I leave a little piece over because I want to end it with some beads. So I'm going to start a little bit over here, and I'm going to place my ribbon sideways. So I'm going to do a little glue on top of here, and I'm going to lay down my ribbon. But like I said, I'm going to do it a little bit sideways so I can turn it sideways. And now I'm going to just roll it over and just going down and just down. You see, I'll show it to you in a moment. Maybe I can show it to you a little bit better. So this way, and just going down and down, just the way you're almost on the bottom. So I will do this. Here you see already I just rolled it over just the way you are on the bottom. And what I did with the tops, the little pieces on the tops I just bent, and I bend them inside, dus not to the outside, but just like you see on the inside. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take a simple bead and I'm going to place it inside of here, just glue it, and this side we are going to glue on top of our lantern. I showed it to you in a moment. So first I'm going to glue this and this one with some beads. I glue them on the sides of our lantern, and I think, of course, I did it in the green ribbon. You can choose any color you like, but I choose the green one because it's matching with this one. And now you see, you even can use the wires from your stems you normally throw away. You still can use them for some cheap handles. So I am really happy with it. I will do, of course, also the little one with the other one. So I will make this one also to a handle. Lanters are ready, and you see already I did my tea lights already in the black color. But you see, these are the battery operated little string of lights, and you see the lights are fine, but this is really not a great sight to see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my schoolboard paint, and I'm going to paint also the little box which are your batteries are in. So you can easily let them inside of your lantern, and they don't fall they don't look so bad inside of your lantern. That's what I want to mean. And if you want to have them on the back side of your lantern, if you give them a little bit of darker color, it won't pop out so much as you if you see the batteries. I don't know, my English is really bad, but I think you know already what I mean, that this color is a little bit nicer to see than you see the batteries inside. That's better English. I will color this and then we see the end review.